This is Go Via or Go Home. I would like to welcome you back to my layout. We're going to do something a little differently today. We're going to look at weathering and my process for weathering. I've got a couple of things here that Dave gave me to put together, paint, and I asked him if you also want me to weather it. And he said go nuts. So that's what I did. So, well, take a look. First up, you got your backdrop building, and that's a Walthers kit, the fireproof storage and transfer. Basically, you just got your front, your two sides, your roof, and the spouts. Comes with decals. So basically, all I did was put the main building together, painted it red. All the little window inserts there are all on one sprue. I basically painted them all white, and then when I was ready, I popped them out and put them in. You can see that I put a bit of brown into it as well, just to kind of give it a bit of an aged look. And then some of them even have a bit of black in there as well, just to give it, somewhat of an effect for an older style window. So basically, I paint it, and then I do a clear coat, and then I put on the decal, do another clear coat to seal it. It has a matte finish to it, so it makes it not look as shiny. And then I do the weathering over top, and then you do like another clear coat just to kind of seal it. And it's the same thing with these box cars here. So basically, with the box cars, they were brown CN Atlas, build-up kits. So basically, it's all apart. You have to glue a bunch of it together, glue the ends together, and all that, yada yada yada. And then I painted the green, the silver roof. This is one that wasn't weathered. It's a little different. It's a bigger. Obviously, you can kind of see the difference between the two. But yeah, basically with those, I use a couple of different colors to weather them. So I'll just kind of show you my process here, because I've got one side that is not completed yet of one of them. So we're just going to kind of look and see how I basically do this. So these are the pastels I use. I got it on eBay. It was like $16 for 64 colors, right from, I believe, China. So not bad. Free shipping. Took 3 weeks to get here, and it's quite the assortment of colors. I'd even go as far as to call it a plethora of colors, because that's a lot. And I think 64 was the most that they offer. There's different packs that you can get where it's like 16 colors, 28 colors, but I went all out because I want the variety. But for this, I only use about 6 colors here. 2 different greens, 2 different browns, and like a dirty, muddy color, and then black. So let's see here. And also, something that you want to keep handy: Q-tips. They're not just for cleaning your ears; they're also for weathering. That's my theory, anyways. So if we take a look at one of these, okay, so that's what it looks like beforehand. Okay, very very clean. I like them like this personally. I'm not one for weathering. I've never really been. If you're spending so much money on a nice looking rolling stock or locomotive, it pains me to make it look like it's been through the mud and back. So it's really hard for me to do this, but I'll do it anyways because Dave asked me so nicely. So we'll take a look here. So with this, we've got the rusty color. We'll use it's like a dirty rusty color. And you can kind of see the rivets going down the sides here. So what I normally do, and you don't have to do this in a particular way, just most people will follow photos that they see of prototypical ones, and they go off of those. So you can see how I've kind of made see, it's doesn't look like much, right? Until we come over like this and we just kind of start giving it a windswept look. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, windswept. And you always want to make all your cars look a little different, because no two cars are exactly the same. And you got to remember, with certain things, like if you've got like a wharf and you plan on parking your box cars or gondolas down by the wharf, because maybe your cars transfer by water, like, you know, one of those boats, the salt water and whatchamacallit, whatever's in the air, it will eat away at this metal. Well, the real ones anyways. So maybe they'll be even dirtier than, let's say, something that is just in an industrial setting. So you can kind of see we're getting there. In most cases, it takes several layers and a mixture of several different colors to actually achieve what it is that you're going for. So usually after I do the rust color, I'll do a very, very light black in certain areas. And there's other things you can do. For example, if, let's say, this is a CP, but I want to make it a different road name, it'd be easier if it didn't have this big Pac-Man symbol on it. But let's say for the number, I would take a piece of tape, square it out, and then paint over it with a relatively close green, maybe something a little bit lighter, just to make it look like, okay, well, it used to be CP, but I don't know, CN bought it. So, you know, obviously you got to get rid of the CN marks and whatnot. But that's a different story for a different day. A lot of reference books, you can get those from train hobby stores and whatnot, and you can get a lot of really good ideas from those on how to do your locomotives and rolling stock. Me, this is all freehand. I'm not really trying to achieve a particular look. I just kind of making it look used and abused. And if it seems like I'm not very talkative while I'm doing some of this, it's because I have this thing where I can't do two things at once. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's awful. I wish I could multitask like some people can, but me, not so much. So I already did the rust. I'm going to add, and the black, I'm going to add a bit of a grimier color. It's very, very close to the rust. I like to put it along the edges, like the bottom edges and whatnot, because in most cases that's where most of this rust will be coming from. I'll get another. Always switch up for a clean one once you're trying a new color. because you want to not necessarily use a dirty one, because it's going to get dirty anyways, but you just want to have a certain effect and you don't want it to just come out like, well, like it's gonna, you just want black all over it, right? You want to use the color that you're putting on there, not 50 other colors. Okay, and then we're gonna use the rusty color again. Yep, we're going back to the... And by the way, there's different colors of rust. I'm just going with the generic rust right now, but I've seen rusts that are very orangey. I've seen some that are very coppery, some that are very brown. So, you know, be aware of that as well. I should have put a disclaimer that I'm not professional and I don't do a lot of these. But whatever. You're probably doing the same thing I do. I go online, I go on YouTube, I see how other people do things, and then replicate it for whatever reason, you know. See, it looks better when it's like right at it. This door did open. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you'll notice that a lot of dust will fall off. That's okay. So then there's certain areas, because obviously it's really dark, but I want to add a little bit of a light green to it in certain areas, just to kind of highlight certain things. And this will normally happen on a flatter surface like that, as opposed to the crevices. And then we'll mix in a little bit of the dark green, just for good measure. So you can kind of see how it all kind of comes together there. I need to fix that. Okay, so once you have somewhat of a body done to it, usually I take my time with stuff like this, but I don't want to keep you too long. So let's say we'll just do a couple more little highlights. So now that's, taking away a bit of the I want to get rid of some of this black here. So I'm going to blend this in a little bit better. Sometimes you have to go over it a couple of times just to get the right feel. Of course, you're going to want to do your top as well. So the top is a bit harder to do. Sorry for the reach. Grab another Q-tip. Now, if doing weathering like this isn't your thing, I know that there's a decal that you can get. I don't remember who makes it, but it comes in a big sheet, and it's like a decal that's clear, and it looks like rust. It's a decal rust sheet, basically. So you put it on like a decal, but depending on, how big it is, or whatever with the box car, or if it's a tanker, there's obviously different colors, different shades. And then basically you just attach it like a regular decal, the water and whatnot. That would be the alternative. Well, now that you have kind of an idea of how I do this, just kind of show you again. So this is what it looked like beforehand. Okay, it's just a very generic green. I only did the green on the top of this one. They don't all have the silver roof, but either way. So, and then we went to something like this. So you can kind of I mean, it's not perfect. Again, I'm still, learning, still practicing. And it's a good start, though. I feel very confident about it. But, yeah. If anybody has any questions or you want to see something specific weathered, let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate that. If you want to see me weather a building, kind of like this one back here, let me know and I can probably do a video about that. I know I'm going to have tons more buildings that I have to do, so I can show you how I do it, just like I did the boxcar right there. But other than that, this was a go via or go home video. Basically, if you want to see anything else like this, just let me know. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. If you don't currently subscribe to me and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. No pressure. But to all my already subscribers, thank you very much. It means a lot to me. It keeps me doing what I'm doing, and I get a lot of positive feedback from you guys, so I really appreciate it. But in the meantime, I have a train to catch, so I will see you later.